to drive from Minneapolis to Knoxville, and then I would drive from Knoxville to Asheville. We're all going a little bit stir crazy now, and we're not quite sure if we got everybody along from the last place that we stopped for gas. So we're going to take the roll call. Julie? Eric? Benjamin? Marco? And Tom? We haven't seen anything for scenery yet. We had rain for the first 8 hours of driving. So we'll check out now. This is 6:52 a.m. on Good Friday, and that's Audrey, the matriarch of the Solberg estate, and she has generously offered to fix us breakfast this morning before we go to the Biltmore, their summer cabin. And Bill, you said you offered to help with breakfast? And she said?
She said, just a minute.
Just a minute, okay. Well, we're anxiously awaiting Julie to get up, and that could be a few hours yet. This is the view from Solberg's living room. That's the van that we came up in. The boys are repacking it. This is a view of Solberg's from the driveway, which is considerably steep, and this is a view looking down the driveway. It's about an 80-degree incline. This is Bill's driveway from the road, and there's the road. Ben and Eric, do you boys have any comments about your mother's driving yesterday?
I almost threw up.
Well,
No comment, Ben?
well, very, very bumpy. And when Merc was almost asleep, he knew when Mom was
Here we are now at the Biltmore. I'm not sure what that is, but I'll find out. There's a van, Solberg's vehicle. And as I mentioned before, we were going to see Solberg's summer cabin. This is it. They call it the Biltmore because it was built more than 100 years ago. And when it was purchased, it had 125,000 acres, which is about 200 square miles. There's Bill Solberg.
take a picture from up there.
There's my favorite wife. What's her name? Now we're at Richie Fogstad's place. That's Julie's brother. He just got done putting out bird seed for the birds, and so pretty soon we should have some pretty ones to look at.
Did he put the seeds out? Richie?
And that's Monica. She's not one of the birds I was talking about. She's Richie's wife. And as you can tell, she's quite cute. And these are the boys taking advantage of Monica's hospitality. Eric's on his 37th pancake. And Ben's still trying to open the syrup.
Don't you want to hit them when you're trying to eat and you know they're pestering you?
Ben, And that's Mark. He's the one that really has behaved on this trip. He's kind of a model for his brothers.
I spelled it with an E.
That's Selena. And there's Rich and Chevis.
This is Rich.
Chevis is the one with the most white hair. And that's what Rich usually does when he's at home.
Yep.
And at work.
Pet the king.
And there's Marco and Ben.
At work he does the same thing except behind the dog.
And there's Selena again. Very attractive. And, oh yeah, there he is.
It's a nice day. So, I just have to go inside and get the apple. Eat. Apples and bananas.
What were you doing in our pantry?
Oh no.
What are we doing, dear?
We're trying to be alone.
Are we basking?
We're basking is right.
You're beautiful.
Thanks. So, can you smell the good supper?
Yeah, doesn't it smell good?
Yeah. Oh, you guys are mean. Leave her alone.
Let's have one more rule here. Once the quarterback begins to scramble, then you can rush. The reason I say that is because we'll never know whether or not we're over the line, you know, or we're trying to cover. And when he starts, well, it looks like he's going to run.
If he takes two steps forward.
Okay.
Quiet.
Put it on the ground. You might as well look at me. Ready? Hike! Something smells good over here. Ready? Hike! This is Easter supper, and we have Cornish game hen, mashed potatoes and gravy, broccoli, and for dessert we have apple cobbler with ice cream. Eric and I just finished beating Rich and Ben in the... This is Monday morning, 10:10, day after Easter. We left Rock Hill at 3 o'clock this morning, and we're now in Williamsburg, and you're looking at the jail.
Will a gentleman of the House please be seated? I believe Mr. Washington of Frederick County has a petition to introduce.
I think the bill should be passed for the town of Winchester only. We should let each town decide for itself.
Now we have the bill presented to the House.
If there is no more discussion, we will take a vote. All in favor say aye. All against the bill say nay.
And here apparently someone is getting punishment for some evil deed. Oh yeah. They look guilty.
This is life.
Marco. This is Tuesday morning at Williamsburg. It's shortly after 9 o'clock. And this is a view of the governor's palace. We're be going in there shortly. Some hapless tourists who didn't get in on the last tour of the palace yesterday, and so they've been sitting on that bench since last night. So they'll be the first ones in. Jefferson Memorial. They're doing some repair work up here. Well, actually they're not. This is 9 a.m. on Wednesday, and we're in Lafayette Square. Duck down, Mark. We're back in the same square again. We just finished a tour of the National Rifle Association Gun Museum. So now we're having lunch. And the tabletops double for chess and checkers. It's hard to hear with that plane going over, but on that first line up there is Roy Moss. He was a high school classmate of mine.
Here's the reflection pool. Here we are at the Lincoln Memorial.
There's the Washington Monument again, and I cannot tell a lie. It's growing right out of a grove of cherry trees. This is 6:30 a.m. on Thursday, the 15th of April. I took a 5:56 bus to downtown in order to get into this line, which starts passing out tickets at 8 o'clock for tours of the White House, box office for Ford's Theater. And there's Ford's Theater. I don't know how it looked back in his time. I don't know what, if anything, has changed about it. And there we are. It's raining outside, so the boys are basking in the U.S. Botanical Gardens building. It's right next to the Capitol, but they don't want to go there because they're so excited to be here. Well, this is Saturday, the morning of our last day in Washington, and we're going to the Arlington Cemetery and the National Zoo, and then we're headed out of town. And as you can see, the boys are really anxious to get going. Especially Ben.